very first video. Now,
Get the line around there. Come on, great snakes. Get over there. Perfect. Okay, there. I've now had this BookTube channel of mine for a little over a year. And since it's been a year, I figured I might as well just talk about my channel in general with you. I have questions written out here in my beautiful handwriting. Just some questions that I made up for myself, like why did I start my channel and all this. Also answer some questions that I see people frequently asking me in the comments. So I guess this video is just in celebration of being on BookTube for 1 year. Whew, that's hot. So the first question that I wrote out for myself is, why did I decide to start this channel? I'm not sure exactly. I've always loved reading for a long time, ever since I was 6 or 7 years old. And I remember whenever I was like out in public, I was reading a book or something, people would ask me what's it about. I would tell them what's it about, because basically everyone that I met in public while I was reading a book asked me what book I'm reading, since I was very young and I was reading a book. And I remember when I was younger, a lot of people said I was good at explaining things. And so I thought, why not start a YouTube channel where I could explain things on YouTube. And so one day I just randomly decided to start the camera, sit down, and film a video. That video did not go very well. It's still up on this channel, my first video. By the way, it is terrible. It is a terrible video. Pretty much all of my earlier videos are just terrible, at least in my opinion. I was still very new to BookTube then, and I didn't really understand that much what I was doing. I was also very frustrated with all the technological stuff like editing. I detested the editing part. At the time, I didn't actually know how to cut things out of a video, so if I made one mistake, I had to go back and film the entire thing again. So all the videos that you see from the year 2024 of mine, I had to film at least 5 times. And I definitely got very frustrated with it at times. And those earlier videos are not that great, but it was a beginning. Everyone has to start somewhere. And I ended up getting 100 subscribers in just the space of a few months, which is very unexpected. I thought I probably would get 100 subscribers eventually, and maybe even 500 if I stuck with it long enough. Never did I think that I would actually get to 1,000 subscribers, let alone 4,000 like I have now. This channel has been a journey. The beginning was very frustrating, very tiresome, very wearisome, and I definitely enjoyed it. But I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoy doing it now. I've got a lot of the technological stuff figured out now. I know how to cut things out of a video, so if I make a mistake, I don't have to go and refilm the entire thing. I can just cut it out of the video. Yeah, that is just basically why I decided to start a YouTube channel, because I love books, and I figured, and since people always tell me I'm good at explaining things, I figured, why not just start a YouTube channel where I talk about books? So I just randomly sat down one day, it was hardly even a decision, and filmed a video. That's pretty much how this channel started. And it has grown into something that I never expected it to grow into. The next question that I wrote out for myself is, what was my favorite book since starting this channel? Well, obviously, I've read a ton of good books since I started this channel, but first is The Return of the Shadow by Tolkien. Of course, there'd be a Tolkien book on here. But this volume 6 to 9 of the History of Middle-earth series, Christopher Tolkien, who was Tolkien's son, published these books, and they just have earlier drafts of The Lord of the Rings, first drafts, rough drafts, and over the course of volumes 6, 7, 8, and 9 of the History of Middle-earth, you can really see how The Lord of the Rings evolved and how Tolkien wrote it, which I found to be fascinating. So these are probably some of my favorite books since I started this channel. I would say that my favorite book since I started this channel, though, is probably Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I have not been able to stop thinking about this book since I first read it 2 or 3 months ago, probably. It was just amazing. It nearly brought me to tears several times. The story is written in such a beautiful way, and the plot and the story itself is just so beautiful and so incredible. It's amazing that an 18-year-old girl actually wrote this book and invented the whole idea of Frankenstein's monster. This book easily became like probably my second or third favorite book of all time, and I recommend it to anyone. The prose itself and the dialogue, the writing, the plot, the characters, everything is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Probably near the level of Tolkien, if not on the level of Tolkien, in fact. Tolkien is still my favorite author, but this book comes very close. I loved it so much. I'm going to say that this is probably my favorite book since starting this channel. Now I want to talk about some negative stuff. The bad things of having this channel, the worst things that I've experienced through having this channel. I have to say the worst part of having this channel was probably near the beginning, where I was still getting used to doing the YouTube channel. All my videos were terrible. I had to film them several times because I didn't know how to edit things out of the video. If I made a mistake, as I mentioned earlier, I had to refilm the entire video, and that was not fun. There's the other thing of when I hit 100 subscribers, which was way sooner than I expected, and I interviewed an author who was my aunt, who also got me this cup. And the editing for that video was just a nightmare. I don't know how long it took, how frustrated I got, but that was very frustrating. Another really low part of this channel actually happened a week ago, when last week's video, which was a review of The Eye of the World, I filmed it, and for some reason it was like auto-dubbed. It said the original language was Dutch, so then if anyone was watching it and they were from like the US or the UK or something and they spoke English like me, which the original was English even though it said the original was Dutch, then it had like this really annoying monotone AI voice over my own, and I have no idea how that happened, and I tried to fix it but I couldn't, so then eventually I just ended up re-uploading the video. That definitely was very frustrating for me. That was another really low point of this channel. Other than that, there haven't been very many low points, although like maybe getting some negative comments that I've gotten. The negative comments don't bother me too much because a lot of the times they're just so ridiculous. Like I had a lot of comments on that video, 10 books I want to read before my deceasement. I just made up the word deceasement as a joke, figured, you know, why not put it in the title of that video? And so many people were basically like mocking me for not realizing that deceasement was not a word, which I realized I was just making a joke. And it really got on my nerves. Like I wouldn't have minded that much if they had been kind about it, like thought I had made an honest mistake, which I hadn't. But if they had like been kind about it, like, oh, by the way, just so you know, deceasement isn't a word. Don't know if you realize that. But it just really got on my nerves how people were just so like, deceasement is not a word. Like some person said, oh, I'd start with the dictionary. Deceasement isn't even a word. So that kind of got on my nerves. It doesn't bother me too much though. Then I've gotten some other comments from people who say Tolkien, well, I think it was one person actually, who said, skip Tolkien, it's mediocre and silly, and skip Shakespeare, read all these other random authors that I've never even heard of. The comment was basically like hating on me for my reading taste, which is just ridiculous. Why would someone hate someone else for their reading taste? It's their taste, they can read what they want. You can't force me to read other authors. You can't force me to stop reading my favorite author just because you say he's silly and mediocre, which I do not agree with. That comment was absolutely ridiculous. Then there were other comments from people saying, oh, there's no need to make this video because you're not going to die soon. Which is, like, in the video I never said I was going to die soon. Why on earth would they think I was going to die soon? And I could die soon. People said, you sound disturbed, you're so young and you're talking about death so much. Well, I could easily die today just crossing the street, but I wasn't saying that I was running out of time. I wasn't saying that I was going to die soon. It was just 10 books I want to read before my deceasement. What's wrong with having 10 books you want to read before you die? So yeah, I did get a lot of comments on that video that kind of got on my nerves, but they were so ridiculous I hardly even mind at all. So yeah, there haven't been very many low points for this channel besides maybe the starting of the channel, which was a very frustrating time for me. That time a week ago when there was this AI voice auto-dubbed over my own voice. I have no clue how that happened, if it was something I did or if it was something YouTube automatically did for some reason. And then the other is just like getting negative comments. Although I don't mind too much unless they're actually true, which I haven't gotten any true negative comments. They're just very, very ridiculous and thoughtless. And also, like, if you don't enjoy my videos, then why even waste your time leaving a comment telling me that you don't? You can just stop watching my videos. There's no need to tell me that you don't like them. There's no need to tell me that you think Tolkien is mediocre and silly. It's fine if you think that. That's your opinion. I just don't share it, and you can't change my reading tastes. Well, now that I've talked about the bad of my channel, I want to talk about the good of this channel, all the fun that I've had with this channel. The first is just the amount of followers I've gained over the past year. I thought that by the end of the year, like by the time I'd had my channel for a year, I probably would have 100 subscribers or maybe almost 100 subscribers. I never thought I would have 4,000. Thank you so much for that. And I really appreciate it. Every time I see a like, every time I get a new like, every time I get a new subscriber, because it means that people actually care. And that, like, whenever I watch my videos, I feel like they're terrible. Like, even, you know, these videos that I make now are definitely better than the videos I made when I was starting out. Whenever I watch my own videos, I'm like, that's horrible. So I really appreciate it when I see someone liking, when I see someone hit the like button, when I get another like, when I get another subscriber, because it was their choice to subscribe. They didn't have to click the subscribe button. They didn't have to click the like button, but they did anyway, and I cannot thank you enough for that. It was your choice to like this video. It was your choice to subscribe. And I very much appreciate that. Another thing I appreciate is comments, even if they're negative comments, because it means that people do care enough to actually take time out of their day to type a message to me. And by the way, with comments, I only reply to comments on Monday, so in case you're wondering why I'll sometimes go for like almost a week without replying to comments, it's just because I only reply to comments on Monday. Just thought I would let you all know that in case you were wondering. And I think the good of the channel is just how much fun I've had with it. I have so much fun making these videos, not as much fun editing, but it's really, really satisfying to finally finish up with all the editing. So satisfying to upload a video. Even though I've uploaded 90 videos by this time, it's still so satisfying whenever I upload a video. Very satisfying feeling. And yeah, I have so much fun with this channel, and I've gotten so many kind comments from people. I don't get very many negative comments, and so I'm very glad for that. I get a lot of kind comments, and being able to talk to just random people from all over the world who happen to see my videos, being able to type messages to them in the comments, talk about books, has been really nice. And yeah, overall, this channel, the good outrules the bad. I've had a lot more fun with this channel than I've had a lot of not fun with this channel. So thank you. Thank you for subscribing if you are. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. And again, like, you don't have to. You made that choice to do it, and I appreciate that. And now, while I could, I just decided why not talk about the books I'm currently reading. I usually read several books at once. Right now, I'm currently reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm reading 5 books simultaneously right now. And I decided, you know, why not talk about the books I'm currently reading? I usually read several books at once just because I will get kind of bored if I read the same book for a large amount of time, and if I'm not feeling it with that book, I can go and read another book. This is also a useful tool for getting past books that you don't really like, or like really slow-paced books like Moby Dick, which I'm currently reading, is that you can take like little breaks from it and read all these other books at the same time. So whenever I'm tired of reading one particular book, I can just go and pick up another one that I'm currently reading. I've been reading several books at once for many, many years now. So here are some books that I'm currently reading. The first is The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. This is actually a collection of 12 short stories, which I was not expecting. I expected it to be just one story, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I enjoy Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's writing style. I love the writing style, and the mysteries themselves are superbly written. Really enjoying this book. What else is there to say on it? Like, it's Sherlock Holmes. It's so good. The next is The Great Hunt, Book 2 in the Wheel of Time. I've heard that this book is better than the first book, and I have to say that so far I agree. Really enjoying it. I'm on chapter 18, page 267. Really enjoying this book a lot. I'm so enjoying the Wheel of Time series. This series is already like one of my favorite series that I've ever read, and really enjoying this book. It's a very gripping story. It keeps you hooked, and it keeps you reading. Like, I'm flying through the Wheel of Time books already. And this book that I'm currently reading for school is actually nonfiction, which I hardly ever read for fun. It is The Hiding Place by Corrie ten Boom. I don't want to talk too much about it because, I want to save this for when I rank all the books that I read in this month, which should be like at the beginning of next month. But I'm 70 pages in. Again, really enjoying this book. This is another book. I rarely read books for school that I give 10 out of 10. I recently read Where the Red Fern Grows for school, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. I love the story. Then there was the other book, Little Britches, which I did not like in the slightest. There was nothing at all about it that I liked. And so I'm actually surprised that I'm enjoying this book a lot, as with Where the Red Fern Grows, because it's kind of rare for me to find a book from school that I give 10 out of 10. And especially nonfiction. Like, I don't like nonfiction a lot, but yeah, this book I think might be another 10 out of 10. And then The War of the Jewels. I've only just started this by J.R.R. Tolkien. Volume 11 in the History of Middle-earth series. After this volume, I have only one volume left, and I'm only 4 pages into this one. But I'm loving the History of Middle-earth series so much. It's a series that you really have to take your time with. And, like, if I just binge read through this series, I would miss a lot of it, but I'm really enjoying these books, taking my time with them. It'll probably take me around 3 or 4 more months to finish this book and the volume 12, which is the final volume in this series. I do want to do sort of like a review and discussion of the History of Middle-earth series once I finish it as well. And I've been reading this book for a long time. Moby Dick by Herman Melville. I'm on chapter 87, page 515. I'm just getting past 300 or 400 pages that I've read that are just cool facts about whales and about whaling. Again, don't want to say too much because I hope to do a review of this book sometime soon. Overall, I'm enjoying it. The pacing is very slow, like, not much has happened in the story at all for the past 300 pages. But, like, still, overall, I'm enjoying it. This is a great book. Those are all the books I'm currently reading. Just thought I'd put that randomly in this video because why not? Now I want to answer a question that I've been asked on this channel a lot by people in the comments. And this question that I get asked a lot is, how do you find so much time to read with school and everything else going on in your life? And I'm so busy with school. School just gets harder the further on you go. Writing it, I wrote in my diary, I think, how long ago? Like a month ago? Here. Let me find it in here. So, I wrote in my diary about a month ago. Where is it? Here. School is like a lemon. It looks good, tastes good when you give it a light lick with the tip of your tongue, but once you bite into it, it's sour. It's so sour it makes your cheeks and tongue tingle painfully. The problem is, we're forced to keep on eating the lemon, even the peels, and the further on you go, the worse it gets. That's basically how I feel about school. There are some things that I enjoy about school, you know. School isn't just all downhill. I enjoy the literature part of it, of course. I would say I enjoy Latin. I mean, not always, but I do find the Latin language to be fascinating. and I enjoy some other subjects in school as well. Like, I'm fascinated by astronomy, but just everything else, like math, I detest math. So, anyway, that was a tangent. That's just how I feel about school. But, so how I find time to read so much, even though I have school and everything going on. I like to read first thing in the morning and really late at night. If I have a really busy day ahead, I get up an hour or two earlier, so I just have that extra hour or two to read before going on with my day. Because I find that when I don't read first thing in the morning, I don't feel like reading later on in the day, so I try to read first thing in the morning almost every single morning. And I think that definitely helps me a lot. I also like reading late in the night. I am a night owl. Well, I'm kind of a night owl and a morning person, which is kind of inconvenient because I'll stay up really late and then get up really early and be super tired during the daytime. But it's really weird how I always feel like kind of tired during the daytime, but then during the nighttime I feel wide awake and my mind is so active. So I like to read late at night as well, and I also just read, little bits and pieces whenever I have the chance during the day. I try to take a book with me everywhere I go. And just some advice that I would have for people if you want to read more is just, get up a bit earlier maybe, and read in little bits and pieces throughout the day whenever you have the time instead of picking up your phone. Like, I guarantee you, if everyone nowadays replaced 80% of time staring at their phones and replaced all that time with reading, you could read a lot more than you actually do. I still have screen time a lot, of course, but I try to read whenever I can, just in little bits and pieces throughout the day, late at night and early in the morning. That's basically how I read that much. And another reason is just because I enjoy it. If I am not enjoying it, I don't force myself to do it. When I read first thing in the morning, I'm really excited for reading throughout the day and later on in the night. So I'll read whenever I can throughout the day and late at night. And then the last question that I wrote out for myself here with my beautiful handwriting, as you can see, is what is my favorite video that I've made since starting this channel? I don't know, I've made a lot of good videos and a lot of terrible videos. I really liked my bookshelf tour. I had a lot of fun filming that, and I have a lot of fun filming my book hauls and end of month reading wrap-ups as well. I really like, my favorite videos to make are book hauls and ranking all the books I read in whatever month, which is like I think BookTube calls it a reading wrap-up at the end of every month. Those are definitely the types of videos that I enjoy the most. I don't know, though. I really like my earlier book hauls. I will say, out of all of my earliest videos, I think my book hauls are probably the best. Still not the greatest videos I've made, though, but the best out of a lot of my older videos that I made when I was just starting out. I'd have to say that my favorite is probably the one where I played Harry Potter trivia with my friend Ezra. That video was very fun to film. Go check it out if you haven't already. I think it's my favorite video that I've made so far. My other favorite videos are just book hauls and ranking the books I read at the end of whatever month. Those ones are definitely the most fun to film. Book reviews are fun as well. They just take a lot more effort because I kind of have to write down, I don't usually write a script, but with book reviews I have to scribble down a few notes because if I don't, I just lose my train of thought. So book reviews are probably the hardest videos that I make on my channel, but I still do enjoy them. Like my book reviews, I still enjoy filming them. I just prefer filming book hauls and book rankings over all my book reviews. But definitely, I think my favorite video I've ever made was where I played Harry Potter trivia with my friend Ezra. That video took no effort at all and was incredibly fun to film. Go check it out if you haven't already. And then lastly, that is the end of this video. Lastly, I just want to say thank you for supporting my channel. I have 4,000 subscribers now, and $5 over an entire year of hard work. I finally have $5 entire dollars. But hey, I wasn't expecting to get monetized that quickly. That's astounding to me that this many people actually are watching my channel and care for what I have to say. Thank you so much. You didn't have to subscribe to this channel, but you did anyway. You didn't have to comment, but you did anyway, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for encouraging me to go on with this channel. There's yet more to come. Hopefully I will continue making on videos for a long time. Several years, like 4 or 5 more years at the least, probably. I will keep on making videos. And thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. I'm astounded that I have 4,000 subscribers, and once I reach 5,000 subscribers, I will read to you aloud a short story that I wrote, which is called The Worst of Times. It is a science fiction tale about a man from the year 2025, this current year, who travels into the year 2098. It is 30 pages long. Subscribe if you want that. Again, it is your choice to whether you want to subscribe or not. If you don't subscribe, that's fine. And if you do, thank you very much for caring, and thank you for making the decision to subscribe. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you for 4,000 subscribers. That's amazing. Never thought I would ever have that many. Thank you for making this channel what it is today. And yeah, the year just flew by. I can't believe I've been doing this channel for a year already. It's this strange thing where it kind of feels like I just started doing this BookTube channel like a week ago, and yet at the same time it kind of feels like I've been doing it my entire life. I don't know why it feels that. It's weird. It's crazy that it's been an entire year already. But anyway, enough rambling. Almost finished with my tea here. Thank you for watching this video, and for now, farewell.